Hey guys, Professor Kagan here. Today I wanted to speak about one of the weirdest game developers out there that I've been following for quite a while. And specifically I wanted to speak about how he created this loophole in the stories that he has created over the years. So, who and what am I talking about? Well, no one other than Scott Cawthon. And I'm sure you all know who he is by now. He created the game series Five Nights at Freddy's. The latest entry of which was Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted for VR-capable platforms. At the very beginning of this game in particular, we hear an overhead voice tell us about the supposed incidents surrounding Fazbear Entertainment, the company who owns the restaurants in the games, and how they were the complete false ramblings of a lunatic. This being none other than Scott Cawthon, except not at all, but it is. So basically, our real-world Scott Cawthon created a character version of himself who created the first 8 FNAF games in the world of FNAF itself. And this enables Scott to change anything he wishes in any part of the story, regardless of what the past games have said. I'll show you what I mean. Let me explain here. There's a character in Help Wanted referred to as Tape Girl, who's investigating various mysteries and issues going on with the Fazbear virtual experience, which is what the VR game inside the VR game we are playing is. Now, during her investigation, she uncovers some hard drives that contain emails between Fazbear Entertainment and the fictional Scott Cawthon.
They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer who supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnished the brand. But that's not true at all. In their haste to develop this VR game and clear their name, they sent us some things I don't think they intended us to see, such as a hard drive containing emails between Fazbear Entertainment and a certain indie developer. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer.
But since we know Fazbear Entertainment to be untrustworthy, we can't really confirm what they told fictional Scott to be true, or even if it's exaggerated or not. Now, of course, it's safe to assume that a man named William Afton and his old partner Henry opened a restaurant, children died there, then more restaurants came and children died there too. More than likely under the hands of William Afton himself. But the real Scott has said nothing in regards to how accurate the games are to the quote-unquote real-life events in the FNAF universe. It isn't always accurate anyway, since the real-life Scott Cawthon has said himself in an interview with YouTuber Daco that he makes a point to clarify hotly contested lore tidbits in previous games with new ones. These aren't outright retcons, and Scott has said he's only made one retcon out of all the games. What is it? I'm certain that it's showing the puppet's soul was indeed female in FNAF 6, instead of being male, since in the original FNAF 2 minigame, the child outside was shown to be male, because you could hear a voice in the background spelling out, "Save him," but you couldn't. The point is that with these games and Scott himself existing in the FNAF universe, he'll never have to make another retcon again, while simultaneously being able to change almost anything he wants, simply by saying that his fictional self-insert didn't know anything about what happened because Fazbear Entertainment simply didn't tell him or didn't want him to know. So what this means is that in the future, Scott can avoid confusion in lore. For example, the debate of who suffered a spring lock failure in the Spring Bonnie animatronic hybrid suit. Mike Trap versus Will Trap. Or, if I can be entirely honest, the entirety of FNAF 4. Scott can now also retroactively add lore to something we thought was previously established. And I don't mean clarify like he has done before. I mean new, whole, previously unseen bits of lore. Now, how can he do that, and why is that not a retcon? It's not a retcon because Scott hasn't came out and said, yes, these games are accurate and my self-insert got everything right. If he changed something, then it's a retcon. The lore right now is in a total state of flux where nothing is set in stone. Kinda sounds like a cop-out, right? I don't entirely believe so. I think that it's a very thin line that he needs to dance on. If he can wield this power correctly and give something a little bit better than the flimsy excuse of, oh, in-universe me didn't know, it would be good. I don't think he deserves so little credit, and I genuinely think he has something here if he works carefully. And perhaps he can untangle the web of lore and bring it back to a point where theorizing with the games is fun again. Because I haven't seen people theorizing a whole lot lately, and really the only person I have seen is MatPat. Now, at the time of writing this, I knew a theory was going to come out from him, and now that I'm actually getting to record this, he just uploaded a theory yesterday. And I've been talking with people on Discord about it, unpacking what we think. I don't think it's that great of a theory. I wouldn't really call it a theory. I would more call it fan fiction, if I'm entirely honest. But that's somewhat off track in regards to this video. I just really wanted to talk about the idea of Scott's self-insert character being introduced to the world of FNAF. And I'm certainly interested to see where he goes with it. I'm optimistic, a little bit afraid, but I think it can, I really hope it reintroduces the air of speculation in forums and the subreddit. Until we meet again, I'm Professor Kagan. Professor Inigo.